What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host, as always, John J. II, and thank you for joining us today on a Thursday. Let's talk about the Players' Championship. Started today. Sergio Garcia leads at 7 under. A lot of crazy conditions, a lot of crazy things going on. One in particular, Kevin Na. Kevin Na carded an 8 on hole 17 earlier today, and he wasn't too happy about that. He actually withdrew from the tournament, and he has packed his bags and he's gone. He has left Jacksonville. He has left TPC Sawgrass. He is no more. He is not here anymore. He's still with us. He's still alive. But he's no longer playing in the tournament. Okay. He claims back issues were to blame for withdrawing from the tournament, but nobody really got a clear answer for that. He basically withdrew, packed his bags, and got the hell out of Dodge. So, a little bit of controversy there. Among others, Byung Hun also carded an 11 on 17. Lots of balls in the water. I was watching it very early on in the tournament today, and there was over 25 golf balls in the water on hole 17 TPC Sawgrass. So, listen, I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. Over here in East Lansing, Bath, Michigan, Eagle Eye Golf Club hosts some of the best golf in the area. Great golf course. Links style golf, very windy, very, rolling hills. You get the gist. But hole 17 is an exact replica to the inch of hole 17 on TPC Sawgrass. So, I've never hit in the water there. I've stuck the green every time. Maybe didn't stick it to the pin every time, but I stuck the green every time. And I plan to do that every time I play. Lots of wind, very high winds, both at Eagle Eye and today at TPC Sawgrass, which made hitting that 17th green even harder. Now, we all know once Sunday comes along, that green seems small now, but it's going to be even smaller come Sunday. So it's going to make players and everybody a little bit more concerned on hitting that green, because when you go to that drop area, it's very daunting. You got to get up and down to save bogey. If you don't do that, you're looking at double bogey, and more people than not today carded a triple bogey or worse. So things to consider when you're kind of doing your thing. Club selection, wind has to all come into the equation, and you have to figure it out. You have to get the job done. So, little bit of history lesson. Last year, Hideki Matsuyama carded a 9 under 63 in the first round of the Players' Championship. As everybody knows, after the first round, it was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We're coming up to that year mark, folks. March 17th, I remember, was the first day, really, of the pandemic, hitting hard and hitting home here in East Lansing. It was, as everyone knows, St. Patrick's Day. Usually, the college kids, the youth, everyone's throwing a couple alcoholic beverages back. The bars are packed. Everybody's going crazy. Wasn't the case last year, but listen. It's probably not going to be the case this year either. But times have changed. We're learning to cope with the pandemic, this new normal, and hopefully we play it through the entire Players Tournament. I'm hoping that we do, and I'm hoping that the East Lansing community can open up a little bit, because we have big events planned in the East Lansing area, so we're going to need to have more than 15 people in a yard. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. Don't want to get into specifics right now. I don't want to spill the beans. There's a lot in the works, so keep that in mind. But back to the Players Tournament, Players Championship. Rory McIlroy was coming into today a massive favorite. He carded a quad bogey on hole 18, and he sits at 7 over par, which it's not looking too good for Rory as far as making it to the weekend. He's the reigning champ. He won it in 2019. And he comes into this event as a very, very prominent favorite. It's not looking good. Hopefully he can turn things around tomorrow and maybe make the cut. He's going to have to play at least 10 under or better tomorrow to have any possibility of that happening. But we'll see what happens. Golf is a crazy game. We've seen crazier things happen before in the past with golf. And all it takes is one hole. Can make or break you. So keep an eye on this tournament, guys. I'll leave it at that for my gin and tonic. Keep an eye out for all of our social media, for all of our posts, for all of our events coming up. The Corona Challenge is coming up. The International Federation of Beer Die Grand Tournament is coming up in April. That is the nearest and dearest tournament to our hearts. It's the first annual tournament of its kind ever in East Lansing. We're really looking to revolutionize the sport of beer die. So if you don't know what beer die is, probably bonked your head. If you didn't bonk your head, head over to YouTube and type in how to play beer die. Very, very crazy, enthusiastic, electrifying sport that involves drinking. So if you're not 21, wait till you're 21, then you can play beer die. But for now, just play it with water and play it with, sippy cups. I'll leave it at that, though, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host, as always, John J. II. Have a great night.